Yo, yo, hand gestures, all that. Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Tez, and this is the What's Left to Say podcast. Um, Glad y'all are here to join me. Recording live from my home, and I've been having a pretty good week. I guess this will be my first official episode, because I have kind of been like trying to figure out like the perfect way to shoot it, and I've been using different software and everything, and it's kind of like, you know, you can't overthink certain things because you're never gonna do it. So I made a promise to myself, yo, I'm gonna just record this thing, throw it out. In the past, I've thrown out other videos, but this is something I'm really gonna put a lot of energy into. But anyway, my week's been going pretty good. I've been actually like learning how to code because I heard that was like a really good skill set that you can learn easily, which you can. Shout out to freecodecamp.org. They're not paying me, but they're such a great it's such a great tool where they give you lesson after lesson after lesson. I think each lesson is damn near like 400 hours technically, where you're learning how to code, and the end game is basically you're learning how to build a website. So, shout out to anybody that's ever gone through that. And it's definitely a great skill set that I feel like just about everybody needs to know, because, it's very important to be able to like not only to, like, be able to use a computer, in any situation for the most part, but being able to like build a website, because, like, especially if you're African American, a lot of our like white counterparts, they're ahead of the curve as far as knowing how to like build websites and um create uh different apps, that usually get sold. Well, it gets sold and sold for millions of dollars and stuff. And that's a very important tool that I want to definitely teach to my son, and get him into the get him acquainted with that, that software, that where he can learn how to code. And maybe eventually, because he's really into technology, maybe eventually he'll be developing software or doing something with that. And that that's a great, um, like I said, skill set that you know can get him ahead in life. And I'm definitely going to like do everything I can to like learn that software, and try to do as much as I can with that knowledge, whether it be to like create some type of app, whether it be to create my own website, or you know develop websites for other people. I'm gonna milk that as much as possible, man. You gotta hustle all day, every day. I saw some interview with a guy that was talking about like passive income or whatever, and he was saying that was a great way of making passive income. So that, and probably like film editing, I'm gonna try to learn, because I like the idea of uh just recording, and that's something I've always wanted to get into. So I'm probably gonna just like get into like like recording more of these episodes of my podcast, of course, like trying to develop other things. And then like I said, the coding thing, I'm gonna be knee deep in that. Oh, excuse me. Damn. But anyway, y'all subscribe, comment, subscribe, and just check out, my content. Tell me, give me some feedback as far as what you think I could do better. Is a nigga funny? If I ain't funny, I'm gonna whoop your ass, boy. Yeah, straight up, whoop your ass. Straight up, boy. Don't you ever say I ain't funny. You say I ain't funny, I'll fuck you up. On my mama, I'll fuck you up, boy. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, shout out to Bama. Hold on, let me go ahead and just rip it real quick. Yo, this is what it's about. Alabama boy. I'm definitely a Bama boy. Was like predominantly raised here. I was born in Georgia, but I was predominantly raised in Alabama. I'm not gonna say what part of Alabama, but just know I rep that fucking Tide, boy. I rep Tide. Um, Not the detergent either. Horrible joke, right? Dad joke. But yeah, that I think that having side hustles nowadays is imperative. It's imperative. Get you a motherfucking side hustle. If you don't have a side hustle, you are slacking on your macking, slipping on your pimping. You are not utilizing your time wisely because there's so much opportunity out here. I'm in my 30s. I'm in my mid 30s. Prior to social media, I feel like there was still it was still ways you could make money, like legal ways you could make money or semi-legal ways you could make money, I should say. But like after like the explosion of social media, and you have Instagram, you have TikTok, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have so many different mediums where you can promote something. You can promote a product, or you could promote some type of service. And it's just too much opportunity and time that we have in a day where you could be doing something. If you're not doing something if you're not working a 9 to 5, or even if you are working a 9 to 5, you might be working like 40 hours max. Well, 40 hours, 40, maybe 48 hours, depending on how often you work. Because I know sometimes I work 5 days, sometimes I work 6 days out of the week. So the rest of that time, if you're, some people have, multiple kids. I can understand that. But even with that, if you have free time, what are you doing to use that free time in the most constructive way you can? Are you just like bullshitting, or are you like, well, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna smoke, and I ain't gonna do nothing constructive in my whole day? Or are you saying like I'm doing right now, and I'm not an expert at it, and I'm just now really getting into the habit of you know uh being more consistent with my side hustles. But are you getting into the habit of saying, okay, I need to learn a new skill, or do I need to invest in selling this product, or whatever the case may be? Are you doing that, or are you bullshitting and saying, yo man, I'm not making enough in this job, or I'm not doing the boss didn't give me a promotion, or the company's not giving me a promotion, and I'm not making enough? Are you complaining? Are you making excuses, or are you making shit happen? That's the thing nowadays, man. Because there's so much opportunity out here. There's so much time that we have in life to make shit happen. And nobody's gonna hold your hand and say, "Oh, you have certain skills, or you can learn this skill, and you can progress, or you can kind of you can eventually make more doing this than at your job." Nobody's gonna hold your hand and walk you through it. A lot of times you got to go out, and you got to get on the internet. Yeah, you hear the keyboard or whatever. Get on the internet, look that shit up, and apply yourself. Nobody's gonna hold your hand and say, "Yo, um, you wanna make hundreds of $1,000s doing YouTube videos, or having a popping Instagram page, or selling a certain product." I know people that sell weave. I know people that sell t-shirts, jackets. I know people that airbrush shoes. I know people. There's so many different fucking side hustles out here, and if you're not taking advantage of that, that's on you. I know. I have a friend on Instagram that got a boutique. However you say it, they got one of them, and they making a solid income off of that, and that's kind of their full time. They went from like kind of doing it part time, like kind of selling different clothes and stuff on the internet, to doing it full time because they started making so much money, and they quit the 9 to 5. So I'm on that type of shit, man. I'm not on the type of shit where you're saying woe is me, and oh man, why this my boss isn't giving me an opportunity to move up in the company. Fuck. I'm not gonna say F your boss, but invest in yourself. That's the most important thing. Invest in yourself. But anyway, This podcast is going to be, I'm going to talk about different things. I want to, jump into the discussion of relationships, jump into the discussion of like politics, uh, comics, movies that are coming out. So I'm going to touch on several things. But anyway, my topics today are going to be uh, LA County gas prices rising, and that's I'm going to tie it into like the whole nation or whatever. Um, the Super Bowl, but not the Super Bowl, not the game, because I'm not really a huge football fan. I know a lot of people gonna give me shit, and I am actually friends with somebody that is like a huge football head, and he covers all of that. Uh, this actor named Zach Avery, who got caught up in a Ponzi, committing a Ponzi scheme or whatever. And researchers say that a woman has possibly been cured of HIV. Interesting stuff, right? But anyway, um, yeah, the whole gas prices rising in the LA County specifically. I saw an article, but they said this is like for the 11th time in 12 days the gas prices have like increased, and I've noticed this in the city that I live in, and it's kind of it's definitely a nationwide thing. Taxes are rising. We're being taxed more. A lot of people complain about freaking the Donald Trump era, but gas wasn't that high. I mean, he might have been racist as shit. He might have been sexist as shit. Uh, he might have been non-presidential and petty. Uh, but gas prices was straight, man. They weren't bad. They you could run on half a tank. You could put like $10 in your tank and be on half. For me, I drive a Corolla, so it's very gas efficient. So I'm used to putting like $10 in my tank, and I at least got half a tank. Now I gotta put like 15 in it, and I'd be lucky if I get half a tank. So it's pretty fucked up out here, man. I want the president back that was talking about grabbing by the pussy. I'm sorry. Hey, he might have been saying grab by the punani, but he had them gas prices in check, man. They were in check. He was talking about to the football players, get your ass off the field. With them gas prices, he had them in check. He said Mexicans were well. I'm not gonna go that far. That was fucked. That was really fucked up. But gas prices don't cover that. Like, I don't care how low your gas prices are. You villainizing every Mexican person as a sex offender. That's pretty fucked up. No way around that one. But anyway, yeah, I mean, gas prices. That to me, that's one of those things. It's an essential thing that you may not think of day to day unless you like travel a lot. I know I don't really think about it. And for the gas prices to be so like exponentially higher than they were, in the last like year or two, man, it hurts your pockets, man, because you like, damn, I'm putting what could be like go towards food, or what could go towards, like, I have a son, like go towards getting him a toy, or go towards uh just keeping it in my pocket. But you really like thinking, oh damn, okay, I'll spend this on gas. Maybe I shouldn't like buy that. Buy some alcohol, or maybe I shouldn't like. You start thinking more like economically sound about certain things. Excuse me. So yeah, that definitely sucks. Let me straighten this up. But I think that with uh, taxes rising, cost of living going up, I definitely think that and I'm going to touch on this because I'm going to touch on it later in because I'm gonna in another video I'm going to speak on something else that's an epidemic. But I feel like you're seeing like the effects of not only the effects of COVID, but you're seeing the effects of just kind of what's already been occurring in our economy due to like the value of the dollar going down and just like the um just the economic decline of America. Like a lot of things being outsourced and a lot of products and companies outsourcing. I think it's like it's leading to the value of the dollar declining, and I think you're seeing that in us being taxed more. You're seeing that in um, the the quality of um, infrastructure. That's why I was going with that. Quality of infrastructure, because I know Joe Biden, he's putting a lot of money into like rebuilding the roads and a lot of infrastructure being rebuilt, buildings and such and such. And I think that that's a sign of the times that America is still a superpower technically, but I think we every each year we're declining, and I think you saw that like during the Bush administration where we started declining in how the world viewed us. We started declining in how um you know in the stock in the value that like other countries put into us when we started doing crazy stuff like going into a war that was unnecessary, um outsourcing so much. I really can't downplay how outsourcing hurt our economy and how it continues to hurt our economy. It's not illegal immigrants, Trump. It's not illegal immigrants and other races, congressmen and senators. It's not that, but it's the outsourcing. I think that's harmed our economy. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. Gas is going up. Can't really say too much. Besides that, like I wonder if uh the the gas going up is gonna like hit some type of like crazy number to the point where a crazy price. I'm tripping. Crazy price to the point where like people literally just start like stealing gas, out of the gas tanks of people, or start stealing gas from the gas station. I wonder if it's gonna get that bad. I hope not, but I can see that in certain impoverished communities where people are like, man, fuck this shit. I'm stealing gas, and then I'm gonna sell gas, and people start selling gas out their house. Like gas is the new crack. Start hustling gas. Yo. Hey, yo, son. You know what I mean, Shay? I mean, got this. I don't know why he's from New York. I just had to go with a generic New York uh voice. Yo, son, you got that diesel, son? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Give me the diesel, son. Yeah, just put a little bit of that in the tank right here, man. In my little container, son. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put my Timbs on, son. Put my do rag on, son, and we're gonna get this gas, man. Hustling gas, son. Sorry, my New York people. I had to ruin your accent. I got fam in New York, so I know y'all. I know y'all a little bit. Um, Shout out to my fam in like New York City and upstate New York. But all right, random alarm. But yeah, gas going up. It's fucked up. That's about it. That's how I'm gonna basically close that out. Gas is going up. It's fucked up. Nothing else to say. But oh yeah, Super Bowl show. Yeah, okay. Who did you have on the Super Bowl show? You had first of all, you had Super Bowl. LA Rams won. I was kind of rooting for Cincinnati Bengals because Joe Burrows, that would have been his first national championship. NFL championship, and then he had a college football championship. Then he won the Heisman, and I wanted him to have that trifecta. I even though a lot of times I want the black man to win in a lot of situations, but in this case, I want the young, inexperienced. Well, I'm not gonna say inexperienced, but inexperienced in the NFL white guy to win. And then he had a little, he had a little flavor, he had a little seasoning, he had a little swag. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm still with the New York accent, but yeah, he had some swag, and it was just cool to see somebody that young and accomplished in his college career get into the NFL and kind of kill it in the NFL, and it'd been cool to see him get the championship. But it was dope that Odell Beckham got the championship, man. Yeah, I like him as a kind of singularly. I'm not gonna say I don't really follow the NFL like that. That's why I'm not gonna get into like the details of like the game, but I did watch the halftime show, and I'm gonna speak on the halftime show. All right, let's see, you had Snoop and Dre, I'm gonna name everybody. You had Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Let's see, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick. Uh, overall, I'm gonna say that I enjoyed the performance. It was very nostalgic. I grew up on Snoop. I grew up on Dre. I grew up on M. Oh yeah, you had 50 Cent also. I loved Get Rich or Die Trying. Mary J. Blige. My mom was a huge Mary J. Blige fan. Um, Played her music fairly often. Um, who else am I forgetting? Kendrick. Love Kendrick. Love Kendrick. Um, you know, I've either bought his albums or downloaded his albums or streamed his albums. Like I've listened to a lot of Kendrick's material. Um, so I was fairly excited about the halftime show, and then the big homie, you know, Jovito, he put it together. Uh, if anybody knows me outside of doing this podcast, they know I'm a huge Jay fan. Like he's in my top five. He's definitely in my top five. I'm not gonna say he's always number one in my top five. There's times where he's number one. There's times where it's like I'm gonna make I need to make a top five of my favorite rappers. But Hove is in my top five. Um, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna get into that later on. That's a good video I can make. But yeah, Jay, incredible. He's an incredible businessman. Of course he has Rock Nation. He has Rock, the sports management company, and of course he's like he put together the halftime show for the NFL. Uh, he has Duce, he has Ace of Spades. He had Title, but he's still on the board of trust directors. I think board of directors at Title. Um, then he's also a rap legend. Like I said, he's in my top five. Um, he's married to Beyonce. So yeah, he's winning. He's winning on every level, and he has three beautiful kids. So it's kind of hard to like, diminish any of his attributes, any of his accomplishments. Uh, but yeah, he put the halftime show together. Only thing would have been better is if he performed in the halftime show, which would have been dope. But okay, the halftime show. Um, I enjoyed it. I think that it could have. There are some things that could have been better, and there's some things that were pretty solid. Um, Mary J. Blige. Not saying I'm not a huge Mary J. Blige fan, but I was kind of like, I guess they wanted to be like inclusive as far as like putting a female artist in there, which is cool. But I didn't necessarily think that she fit into um, the rap vibe specifically. Even though she's the queen of hip hop soul, I didn't necessarily think she fit into that performance or those performances. I guess it was like a collective. It was one performance after another. Um, the Eminem performance was cool. The Kendrick to your dog right here. The Kendrick performance was the best performance of that night. Mary doing her dance and her performance was very energetic. It's always cool seeing Snoop and Dre getting back together. But Kendrick killed it. He did Mad City and he did All Right. All Right is basically like the Black Lives Matter theme song. It was like one year it was like damn near the Black Lives Matter theme song. And Mad City, if you know that schoolboy, yeah, 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 yeah. Man down, where you from, my nigga? My nigga. Where your grandma stay, huh? Okay, but if you know that song, man, that's a fire song. Very energetic, very like turn up time, man. Uh, and it paints a very vivid picture of like Compton, of like the gang influences in LA, and it's a very incredible song. So and okay, the besides the Mary J. Blige thing, I think I didn't like the. I feel like okay, 50 Cent. I feel like 50 kind of distracted from the vibe. Of course, 50 had his moment of the like in the club record. That was that was a moment. That was a moment in rap. Get Rich or Die Trying was a moment in rap. It's a classic album, but I just felt like the like 50 being involved in the performance wasn't necessary, especially like he was he was funny as far as like he's a dollar now. He ain't 50 no more. He's a dollar. That's a meme I saw. I did bite that. But he's still like he's shitting on everybody, man. Like he's I think he's an executive producer. That's what I heard. He was like executive producer for like all the power different powers like the power series and the spinoffs. He's like an executive producer of all of that. So he's making bread, man. So I'm pretty sure 50's laughing about all the jokes. He doesn't give a fuck about, whether people think he's fat as shit or whatever the fuck. But anyway, 50 representing for the chubby niggas out there. Shout, I'm a little chubby myself, so shout out to 50 for that. He's gonna roast the shit out of you, yeah, I feel it. But anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna say it was a perfect halftime show, but it was cool and it was very nostalgic. And for us that grew up in the era of Dr. Dre Death Row days and Snoop, on Death Row days. Very nostalgic. And then they had the Tupac tribute where he did California Love. That was dope. Um so that's about it. I enjoyed the halftime show. That's the only thing I really saw from the Super Bowl for real, man. I was just like, oh, let me get on YouTube, man. I need to see the halftime show, man. See what they talking about on there. Okay, this is a more interesting story. Zach Avery. And this actually happened prior to the whole COVID thing. I guess this was something he was doing on his own. I'm gonna look up the specifics of this because it's very specific. Um, yeah, sorry about that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was looking up the Zach Avery thing. All right, people. Yeah, his real name is actually Zachary Joseph Horowitz. He was arrested on charges of defrauding investors of 227 million through a Ponzi scheme in April 2021 and sentenced to 20 years in prison February 2022. He was convicted of wire fraud. Um, yeah, but basically what he did was he defrauded investors of around 227 million in just principal. According to the Times, he started his company One in a Million Productions in 2013 and eventually boasted films including Kickboxer, starring John Claude Van Damme, among its international distributions. I actually remember that movie, and it wasn't bad. It was fairly good. Um, Yeah, it was fairly good. Let's see. But Horowitz had actually been showing investors fake correspondence with fake HBO and Netflix email addresses and deals with Netflix and HBO. The SEC alleges in a release while promising returns over 35%. The SEC further alleges Horowitz put the funds he fraudulently raised toward an expensive Beverly Wood home, which the Times noted and now up for sale and celebrity interior designer. The Times reported Horowitz was released on $1 million bond on April 6, 2021, after prosecutors argued he could escape. The odds that defendant has some of that money squirreled away are quite high. So basically, this guy had, I think, three or four investors, and they were giving him money for his 1 millimeter film company, and he was just using it for his own personal use. Um, yeah, and he's ordered to pay like $241 million, if I'm not mistaken, and he's got to do 20 years. Like, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to pay that back. Like, the fuck is he? What was this guy thinking? What in the holy fuck was he thinking? Because, all right, being a rational person, I'm like, okay, if I steal, because you had a similar situation with but he took out PPP loans, and this is like similar, but it's he was borrowing or getting money from individuals, like three or four individuals. This guy, Zach Avery, um, what was it, Baby Blue from Pretty Ricky? He was getting money from the government. I think he got like 40 million, 50 million, something like that from the government. Um, and he was kind of, well, no, I'll take that back. It wasn't 40 million. I'm tripping. It's like 20 some million from the government. And he was basically, it was something he was defaulting on or not going to pay. And of course, he has to go to jail because of that. I think he's doing a few months. Um, so it's kind of like, you could argue that defrauding the government is kind of like a harmless thing in some ways, because it's not like an individual person that you're robbing. It's not like Bernie Madoff, who's taking somebody's life savings and keeping that, and the person, like a family or families are being, individual or families are being hurt by it. It's totally different. So with the Zach Avery situation, it's like you're taking from individuals, and like not only are they individuals, but they're people. He took from, I think they said one family member and three close friends or something like that, or three friends. No telling how close they are. He did rob them basically, and he robbed his family members. Like, it might be somebody you don't fuck with. Man, that's cousin Chad, man. I don't fuck with him no goddamn way, man. I'm taking all his shit. He thinks I'm using this for the film company. Like, this is gonna promote a film, or this is gonna go towards making a film. Nah, nigga, I'm adding some on to my mansion in LA, bruh. Fuck you, man. Uh, but yeah, the shit caught up with him, man. Y'all can't be out here like stealing like the government's money or stealing individuals' money and thinking that like that shit's not gonna come around and bite you in your ass. Like you're going to have to pay that shit back or do time. Like this guy is going to be in federal prison, which I think you have to serve at least 80% of your sentence when you go to the feds. I think I saw an interview where they say you have to serve like 80% of your time. So more than likely he's going to be serving what 15 years? 15 to 16 years? Maybe even a little bit more? Was 80% of, well, I'm tripping. 80% of 20 years, maybe what 18 years probably? He's serving at least like 16 to 18 years of his life in prison, and he's 35. He's 35 years old. I think I read somewhere he has kids. His kids aren't going to see him for another 15 to 16 years at least. So at the end of the day, was that a smart decision? Fuck no. Does he probably wish he could go back in time and erase the fact that he did that? Probably so. So kids out there or grown ass people also, stop getting these PPP loans. Stop being a part of Ponzi schemes. Earn your money legitimately with like intelligence and like, hustling in a smart way and not, hustling backwards and not taking shortcuts, because the government and, some individuals will find out and they will snitch on your ass and they will try to get their money back. I mean, come on. Um, yeah, I don't know what. Sometimes I don't know understand like, how some human beings think, because you know I don't know if he really thought that he would get caught, or you got to figure you might get caught because it's 240 some $1 million. People are gonna be looking for receipts and they're gonna be looking for a return on their investment. And maybe he was just living in the moment. And he was just like, man, I don't give a fuck if I get caught or whatever. But anyway, don't drop the soap, nigga. I'm just it's fucked up. But yeah. He's out of here for a while. And he looks familiar as an actor, but I don't think I've seen him in anything. Um, let's see. Oh, last topic. Researchers say woman possibly has been cured of HIV. All right, now I saw this on a news station. It was, well, I'm not gonna promote them because they're not gonna give me any money. But it was a news station and um they were talking about the woman was like she suffered from leukemia, and then she also, on top of having leukemia, she had HIV, which sucks. You have like two diseases, and one is possibly curable, and then the other one there's no, there has been no real overall cure for. Uh, so that's, I can't even imagine that. Like, you're like, oh my god, I'm going through. She might have went through chemo or something. You're going through chemo and you're like sick, and then you know she might have found out around that time when she found out she had leukemia. Like, yo, hey, you have leukemia. Ma'am, I'm sorry to inform you, you have leukemia. Uh, you know, we have a treatment that we would suggest that you do. And then, then they're like, oh, well, hold on. Shit. Hold on. Let me. Hey, this is the woman that has like leukemia and uh HIV? Oh yeah, Bob. Yeah, she has both. Damn. Okay. I'm gonna have to tell her, right? Yeah, Bob, you're gonna have to tell her. Okay. Uh, ma'am, yeah, you have leukemia, but then you also uh you have HIV. Just think about that. You have leukemia and HIV. That's fucked up. That is horrible. That woman was not having a good day that day when she found that shit out. Or maybe she already knew she had, maybe she was already diagnosed with HIV, and then the whole leukemia thing kind of crept up like a villain and shit. That's fucked up. Um, but anyway, they're saying that they gave her a treatment to kill off her immune system, and which is getting rid of which is trying to kill the leukemia in her body, the cancer in her body, but then it also reported, allegedly got rid of the HIV. But they're saying that they're going to have to wait a few years to see, if it's one of those things where, the virus is just gone right now, or is the virus gone permanently? Um, but yo, if they really found a cure for HIV, how many people are going to be going raw? Like, it's going to be astronomical. Like, people are already kind of doing that because it's like, I feel like people are already doing that, but pre-COVID. But people are like, man, fuck that. I could die tomorrow. I'm jumping in some cat raw, man. I got to bear back some cat. Like, straight up. This pandemic shit is driving me crazy. I need some type of release. I need some type of like getting my stress out. So to speak. So getting more than your stress out. Wow. Um yeah, but it's gonna be a lot of people like, yo, like, hey girl, they found like a cure for HIV, girl. So do I need this? Do I need to put this rubber on? I don't need to put this rubber on, girl. Do I? We don't need to protect ourselves. The world could end tomorrow, baby. So you definitely gonna have a lot of that. Um. So that's about it. I mean, I don't really have anything else to talk about, so I'm gonna just like cut this video. I'm getting a little tired, so you know. Um, subscribe, comment, give me your feedback. If you enjoyed it, hit me up. If you think I could improve in certain areas, yeah, hit me up about that too. If you trying to roast me, I'm blocking you, so I ain't got to worry about that being an option. All right, y'all, take care. Peace.